La yasha'ala.
La yasha'ala.
Bit of struggle.
Rise to face the east. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shamka. Yahweh. Malak Wafka. Taba'a. Ra Tazaka. Haya. Aisha. Ba Aratazar. Kawa. Haya. Ba Shemayim. Nafandanawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wa Salaknawa. Kaba Wafnawa. Ka Salaknawa. Kaba Wafyanawa. Wala'a. Saba Ya'inawa. Bana Sayawan. Abal. Hawashainawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahafapara. La'aywa Lamyam. Aman.
And in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever.
So be it. And the prayer for the power to Haka, Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Baba Kusha. Nafandanawa. Haka. Lara Pa'a. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Haka. Lataha. Hamatazarayan. Haka. Lahakuyam. Hamathyam. Haka. Arakar Waf. Hatama Allah. Lagarashan. Bahashem Yahawashai. The water Aman.
And in the English,
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahawashi.
Please.
And give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahawashi. Thank you. So be it.
And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahawashai. Wa Mayaka'ala. Wa Alahayam. Mata Zabiya'ah. Ala Wap Yahanna. Ha Ala Wapyam. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kayayalyam. Wa Akwafyam. Yahweh. Bahashem Yahawashai. The water Aman.
And in the English, bless you Yahweh. And Yahawashi. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahawashi. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121. Asher Ayanya. Al-Hahayam. Ma'ayan. Yaba'a. Isaiah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Wa Aratazar. Al-Yathan. Lama Wat. Regalka.
Regalka.
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanawam.
Shamaka.
Shamaka.
Hanala A.
Hanala.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala A.
Wala.
Yayashun.
Yayashun.
Shawama.
Shawama.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Shamaka.
Shamaka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Tazaka.
Tazaka.
Al Yan.
Al Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La Ayakayaka.
Ayakaika.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yashamaka.
Yashamaka.
Makau Rai.
Makau Rai.
Yashama.
Yashama.
Afna Pashka.
Afna Pashka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Shema.
Shema.
Taza Afka.
Taza Afka.
Wabai wa Aka.
Babawa Aika.
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aitha.
Wa'aid I will learn.
I will learn.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English, I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hills.
Unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help.
From whence cometh my help.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer.
He will not suffer.
Thy foot to be moved.
Thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
From all evil.
From all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore. So be it. And this is Psalms 83. Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Thakarash.
Al Thakarash.
Wa Al Thashakwat.
Al Thashakwat.
Al Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awabiyaka.
Awabiyaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Imaka.
Al Imaka.
Ya Ayaramwa.
Irayamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha Yawa I Tazawa.
Ya'atha Yawa I Tazawa.
Al Tazar Pawanyaka.
Al Tazar Pawanyaka.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanyakakidam.
Wanakakidam.
Magaya.
Magaya.
Wala Ayazaka.
Wala Yazaka.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa I Tazawa.
Nawa I Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al Yaka.
Al Yaka.
Bayaf.
Bayaf.
Yakarafwa.
Yakarafwa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa Yashama Alayam.
Wa Yashama Aliyam.
Mawa Abba.
Mawa Abba.
Wahagayam.
Wahagayam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa I'm a one.
Wa I'm a one.
Wa I'm a lak.
Wa I'm a lak.
Palishaf.
Palashaf.
I'm a Shabya.
I'm a Shabya.
Tazawa.
Tazawa.
Gum Ashawa.
Gum Ashawa.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Iman.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Payashwan.
Payashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayandara'a.
Bayandara'a.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
La Adama.
Shayatamwa.
Shayathamwa.
La Dayabmawa.
Nada Yabmawa.
Ka'ira.
Ka'ira.
Wakazabak.
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 Wakatazalmanai.
Wakatazalmanai.
Kaunasayakamwa.
Kaunasayakamwa.
Asha.
Asha.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Nairasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Af.
Af.
Na'awaf.
Na'awaf.
Alahayam.
Alahaya.
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 Shayatamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Kagalgala.
Kagalgala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanyaraka.
Lapanyaraka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Tabayayara.
Taba'aya Ara.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Salahat.
Hayam.
Hayam.
Kan.
Kan.
Taradakma.
Saradakma.
Basa Iraka.
Basa Iraka.
Wabasawa Pafka.
Wabasawa Pafka.
Sabalaham.
Sabalaham.
Mala'a.
Wala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayaba Alwa.
Wayaba Alwa.
Aidi Aid.
Aidi Aid.
Wayakapawa.
Wayakapawa. Pawa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya the Iwa.
Waya the Iwa.
Kaya Ata.
Kaya Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labadka.
Labadka.
All you one.
All you one.
Alkaha Arataza.
Alkaha Arataza.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against.
And have consulted against.
Thy hidden ones.
Thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said. Come.
And let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabor.
And
Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have opened the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Horeb.
Make their nobles like Horeb.
And like Zayeb.
And like Zayeb.
Yea. All their princes as Zabah.
All their princes as Zabah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said. Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The houses of the Most High in possession.
The houses of the Most High in possession.
O my power.
O my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth for wood.
As the fire burneth for wood.
And as the flame.
And as the flame.
Setteth the mountains on fire.
Setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled forever.
And troubled forever.
Yea. Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Are the Most High.
Are the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
Curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now. Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
to the heathen,
and shake loose
the treasure
of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary, send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people, that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief, and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen that come up against us, as we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all, that it is the angels that have done it, cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world, cause them to shake at thy coming, in the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. Sorry, so what was we again?
Genesis 9 about the nakedness of Noah, and he cursed Canaan. It's like in Genesis 9 to 19. We read about curse Noah.
You didn't curse Hamlet, did he?
No, sorry, that's 24. Right. Genesis 9 and 24.
Genesis 9:24. Wayaya wa Quatazar, Nak, Mayayanawa, Wayada I Ata, Aisha, Lawa, Banawa, Hakotan. Waya Amar, Ara, Canaan, Canaan. Salakia, Canaan, Ibadium, Yahweh, La Akayawa, Waya Amar, Bara Barawad, Yahweh, Alahaya, Sham, Wayaha, Kana'ain, Ibad, Lamar, Yapaf, Alahayim, Layapaf, Wayah, Shakan, Ba'ahal, Ya, Sham, Wayahaya, Kana'ain, Ibar, Lamawa, Wayakaya, Nak, Akar, Hama Bawal, Shalash, Ma'awaf, Shana, Wakar Mashayim, Shana, Waya Hayawa, Kal, Yamaya, Nak, Thashai, Ma'awaf, Shana, Wakar Mashayim, Shana, Wayamaf, Pa, ten and 1. Wa'ala, Thawa, Ladaf, Banya, Nak, Sham, Kam, Wayapaf, Waya Wala, Dawa, Laham, Banyam, Akar, Hamabawa, Banya, Yapaf, Gamar, Wamar Gawag, Mega Sakia, Mawar Gawag, is that his name? Sounds in Hebrew, damn. Wamadaya, Wayawan, Wathapal, Wamashad, Watha Yaram, so no, Watha Yaras, Salakia.
The zeal of thy kingdom as breaking up the table like you have in the temple, maybe. The zeal has done this.
Is that 24?
That's right, yeah.
And Noah awaked from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him.
So now, he recovered, man. He drank all that wine, he sobered up. And he realized what his son did to him. His son laughed at him while he was naked in his tent. Read on.
Come on. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren.
So now he cursed Ham's son. Now this is funny because in the church, they use this verse to say why slavery happened to black people. Now that don't make sense, and I'll explain why. First off, we're not Hamitic, number one. And two, when it came to the Canaanites, that was one family of Ham, man. So, even that there, that doesn't make no sense, man. And also, even the so-called Jewish man, he used this to justify enslaving us, man. He used the curse of Canaan to justify enslaving us in West Africa, man. You know that now this verse ain't talking about that at all, man. But they manipulated this verse to try and go, well, yeah. In the Bible, it says there was going to be servants. So, hey, this is it right now. This verse was manipulated into enslaving us in the western coast of Africa. Read on.
Come on. And he said, blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
There, so now, what is this really talking about, man? Talking about the Hamites, they're going to serve us, man. We come from Shem, meaning, listen, man, because they actually wrapped a blanket around me when I was naked. You know what? Because you laughed at me, you mean your son, he's going to serve them, man.
That's right.
Read on.
God, he shall be a servant, and God enlarged Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem.
So meaning with a Japheth, he's going to be a slave as well unto Shem, but he's going to be in the tents of us, meaning what? He'll be the house slave, man.
That's right.
You mean with the Canaanites, they'll be the slaves, working outside doing the hard work. But because Japheth, he didn't do nothing to Noah, he'll be the inside slave, man. He'll be the guard man by that door, man. He'll get the more easier work. Read on.
And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Unto them were sons born after the flood.
So after the flood, of course, the Lord commanded them in Genesis 8 to be fruitful and to multiply. So that's why sons are born after them. Read on.
The sons of Japheth was Gomer, Magog, Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyrus.
And let me just say something. These people did exist, man. If you look up any ancient records, when they used to buy and sell, they actually write about coming into contacts with them. Like you look up, in Jerusalem and the Assyrian Empire, they actually write about Gog, Magog, Meshach. They literally write about their interactions they had with them, even in the time of the Assyrian Empire. So these people did exist, and sons were born after them, man. That's why the Assyrian Empire, in the trade that they had, they write about Gog, Magog, Meshach, Gomer. They literally write about them. It's in their records. But reader.
No, this is
that was it. Okay. All right, get to it. Yeah, 10 and 3. Genesis 10 and 3. Wabanaya, Gamar, Ash, Kana, Wara, Yapath, Wathag, Ramah. 4. Wabanya, Yawawa, Layasha, Wathar, Rush, Yash, Kath, Yum, Wa Dada Nayum. 5. Ma'ala, Napa, Dawa, Aya, Hagawayim, Ba'a, Ratazatham, Ayash, La Lasha, Nawa, Lama, Shapak, Shapak Thumb, Baga, Wayahum. Verse 6. Wabanaya, Kam, Kawash, Wamatazar, Rayam, Wapa, Wata, Wakanaiwa, Wakanain. Verse 7. Wanaya, Kawash, Sabah, Waka, Wayala, Watab, Tha'a, Wara'ai, Tha'a, Watabath, Ka'a, Wabanya. Ra'ai ma'a shaba wa dadan, verse 8. Wa kawash yalad af namarad hawa hakal la'a yawaf gaba ba'arataza, verse 9. Hawa hayaha gaba taza'id lapa naya yahawa ayl kawa ayama kanama. It's like kanama ra'ad gaba wara taza'id lapanya yahawa, verse 10. So, oh, sure. 10 3. So 6 will be 9. 7. I gotta do verse 10 to make it 7. All right. Ya watha haya ra'ashayaf mamalak thawa babal wa'aran wahakad wakal na'a ba'arataza shana'ir. That's it. Okay.
Genesis 10:3. And the sons of Gomer.
So now, this is the book of Genesis. So this is the only book on the face of the earth that lets you know where everybody comes from. You don't get this in the Quran. You don't get it in the Kebra in the grass. The Lord's letting you know where every race comes from. That's the whole point of this thing. Letting you know that everybody comes from Noah. And from Noah, where they come from. Letting you know the Ethiopians come from Cush, which is one of Noah's sons, which is Ham's sons. Letting you know what son comes from where. Just so people can know. That's the Bible right there. This is the book we're reading. There's no book on the face of the earth that says, "Lo, the Polish man, he comes from this son. Who came from that son, who lived in this land. The Chinese, he come from this son that came here. You know, that's where he fits in. No book in the world can make them claims but the Bible. The Bible is letting you know where every race that you see, every country, when you look on the globe or the map, let you know where all them people come from. It's right here in the Bible, man. No other book. Keep it in.
Ashkenaz.
And Ashkenaz, Gomer is one of the sons of what? Japheth. One of his sons was Gomer. Another one of his sons was Ashkenaz. And that's where you get the word Ashkenazi Jews from, man. Let me tell you something. Japheth is not the white man. The white man went and conquered the Japhetic people, stole their names, man. The real Romans were not white people. The white people now, when we say Romans, we think of white people. But real Romans, real Greeks were not white people, man. White people killed them and took their nationality. 100 years from now, you're going to look at the South Africans, man, and you're going to say they're white people. Why? Because there's white people in South Africa. And what do they call themselves? South African. So I'm South African. They call themselves South African, man. They do that. 100 years from now, you're going to look at Jamaicans. You're going to feel, oh, Jamaicans are Chinese. Oh, they're white people. This is what they do. They come to your land and take the name for themselves, man. Keep it in. So like if I may say, and today, when you think of Americans, you think, oh, yeah, white people. Americans are white people. Real Americans were Gadites, man. Real Americans were Native American Indians, man. That's who they were. But now when they rob so much that they take your name as well, man. And in history, when you think of Gomer, what's called Tubal, Ashkenaz, you think, oh, well, Ashkenazi Jew, man. White people. That's not how it was, man. Just like today, when you think of American, you think of, oh, yeah, you know, what's his name? Joe Biden, man. And what was his name? Trump and the man there, man. When they ain't the real Americans, so like, is it?
No sweat. Ritha and Togomora.
And letting you know where all these nations come from, man. If you got time and you're doing real studies, you can actually trace people lineage, man. I did it one time. It was actually fun. So luck, yeah. Keep it in.
And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Atashish.
And Javan, I believe Javan means France. Javan means France, man. Now, again, when you think of France, you think, oh yeah, white people. Nah, man. You know, white people was not in France, man. And it's mad how the spirit works. Japhetic people have always lived on what? Small islands. And guess what? What is Europe, man? Europe is a continent made up of small little islands, man. Even today, where do Japhetic people live today? On the Fiji Islands, Samoa. They're like little, broken up islands close by. They like that stuff, man. Sorry, keep reading.
Akitim and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nation.
And the Lord divided every nation with their own language, their own land. One nation had their language, their own land, their own women. The Lord did not intend for all nations to be mixing, man. You're saying it right here. The Lord divided, didn't integrate them, didn't bring them all together. He divided all the nations, gave them their own language, man. Why? So they can't communicate with these people. If you can't communicate with these people, then you can't serve their gods, man. You can't take their women, man. You can't take their sons, man. The Lord wanted them all divided, man. I'm reading it right here. The Lord knows what he's doing, man. The Lord knows what he's doing, man. The Lord wanted all nations divided with their own language, their own tongue, their own culture, man. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush.
Now this is Ham, the Africans, man. You know, Africa's a continent, many different nations, many different nationalities, many different cultures and ethnic groups, man. And one of the other sons of Ham was Cush, which is the Ethiopians, man. The Bible's letting you know where they come from. When you look at Selassie and them people there, the Bible's letting you know long before the Rastafarian movement, man. Rasta talk about, yeah, man, Ethiopians, Cushites. Guess what? We do that. How do you think they know that? From the Bible? They got that from the Bible, and that's they are correct. That the Cushites are the Ethiopians that they love so much, man. And that come from the Bible, man. You won't find out where anyone else comes from but by reading the Bible. And the Ethiopians come from a man called Cush. Lord knows how Cush looked like, man. Cush must have a big forehead and stuff, man. The Somalians also come from Cush. Eritreans come from Cush, man. That family there, that region, all come from Cush. We done?
And Mizraim.
And Mizraim, which is the Egyptians, man. Not them Egyptians you see again. The Arabs and the white man like to go to your country and take over, man. Not them people you see in Egypt today. They are not Egyptians, man. They're some Arabs, man. They even look Arab, man. They even Muslim. I saw them Muslim as well. The real Egyptians were dark-skinned people. You find them out there. You find them now in the Sudan. You find them in the Sudan, man, with plates in their lips, man. That was the real Egyptians, man. Keep it in.
And Put and Canaan.
Put and Canaan, man. The South Africans and the West Africans, man. That's Canaan was the South Africans. Put was what the West Africans. North Africans. That's correct. Put's what North. Put is North African, Slovakia, Libya, Morocco. You know, before the Arab conquest and Arab invasion and so forth, man. And the South Africans are the same. The people that Nelson Mandela's people, man. They're Canaan, Nelson and Winnie and who else about Africa, man? Them Zimbabweans and all them people down south, man. That's where they're coming from. And the Lord's letting you know where they're coming from in this Bible. Long before they was called themselves this tribe and that tribe. We had names for them, man. We had names for long before the white man came and conquered them and put his names on them. We had names for these people, man. Keep it in.
And the sons of Cush, Seba and Havilah.
And even Cush, in the family of Cush, they had more families. And the sons of Cush was what that. So this was what tribes. So even in the within the Ethiopian people, there was tribes or families among them. That's how big this family was, man. And one was what?
Cush. One was Seba and Havilah.
One was Seba, one was Havilah, whatever the names is. To this day, I think Ethiopians still got tribes, man. Because they got like the Tigrinya tribe, and I don't know how it goes. Some things like that, man. Keep it in.
And Sabta and Ra'amah and Sabteka and the sons of Ramah, Sheba and Dedan.
See, and they had nations, and within them nations had tribes, and it's so big. Within them tribes had families. It just filters down and down, just like us. We're all from Israel, but Israel's so big. There's 12 families, man, and even within them families, there's families in the families that are big people, man. So I'm correct. Like I think the tribe of Benjamin had families like Gibboah and so forth, and I think you know how it goes and stuff. But anyway, keep reading, Slack, yeah.
And Cush
begat Nimrod.
And Cush begat a man called Nimrod. And why is it talking about Nimrod? Why? At the time, Nimrod was a famous man. You say Nimrod today, like, who the hell is that? No one knows. But reading the Bible back then, you're like, oh shit, that's where Nimrod come from. Nimrod was so important. The Bible letting you know where he comes from, where his lineage goes back to. Nimrod was a wicked man at that time that wanted to bring everybody together, man. Just like America. One currency, one language. It don't matter who you are, man. You know, you could be black, Chinese, Asian. Just come to England, man, and be a UK citizen, man. See, they don't matter what color you are. You're just British. Whether black British, Asian British, Somali British, just be British, man. That's what Nimrod was doing. When the Lord divided the languages and said, I don't want it to happen, Nimrod was doing the opposite, man. 100 years from now, you're going to read a book about Barack Obama and what? Trump. You're like, who's that? But people living today are like, oh, shit. And people living back then knew who Nimrod was, man. Listen, Nimrod is a real character in real life. You can Google him, man. You can Google him, man. Nimrod will be what? The president of the world back then. And he was so famous for doing something so wicked, man. So wicked for what he was doing. The Lord, like, he was famous for it. You know how, like, Barack Obama is famous for making same-sex marriage. Everyone's like, whoa, this nigga is losing his mind, man. He made his mark in history by being so wicked by saying 2 men can marry, man. Nimrod made his mark in history by uniting all nations together, man. So famous, the Lord had to name him in here. Who else in the Bible wicked, so wicked that they're mentioned in history and in the Bible? Alexander the Great, man. So wicked, the Lord had to put this man in there. And I think his father's name's there too. The Lord had to put where he came from in there, man. Who else? Cleopatra's in there. Caesar, Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar. All these wicked men were so wicked. The Bible's letting you know where they come from. Like, yeah, this man came from here, man. At this time, before Julius Caesar, all them thing there, Nimrod was the guy, man. That was the evil guy right there, man. Slack, yeah.
He began to be a mighty one.
And he was a mighty one in the earth, man. Just like Trump was a mighty one in the earth, man. Just like Bush and Blair were mighty ones in the earth, man. Going to countries and stealing oil and so forth. And to this day, you read about them in history books because of the things they've done, man. To this day, Winston Churchill's famous for winning World War II, man. Everyone talks about Churchill, this and Churchill. People quote Churchill. Yeah, Churchill. So what's his famous quote again? History's in the hand of, people that read the pen or the conquerors. People speak about Winston Churchill because of how great it was. We call it wicked, but they call it great, man. People speak about Alexander the Greek, but they actually call him the Great because of how great he was at warfare, man. But we know he was wicked, man. And the Bible did that years ago, and a man called Nimrod. Keep it in.
He was a mighty hunter.
And he was mighty, just like Barack Obama, just like Bush and Blair, stealing oil. You know what I mean? Making same-sex marriage. Making abortion legal. They were mighty, man. Doing stuff that other kings wouldn't do. That was mighty, man. Taking over people's, countries and going to Arabia and pushing Christianity there and fighting the Muslims and, war on terrorism. Mighty in the earth, man. Doing big things that other PMs wouldn't do, man. What other presidents wouldn't do, man. Keep it in.
Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel.
And the Lord's giving a little history. Nimrod ain't no one special. He's letting you know, like, this is where he comes from. It's like me saying, because, Bush, he was a mighty one in the earth. Bush comes from the Edomites. In fact, he comes from blah, blah, he comes from the British. The British come from this tribe. It's letting you know this man's nationality, man, where he comes from. And the beginning of his what?
The beginning of his kingdom was Babel. And
it's letting you know where he started to reign from. Today, it will say, Joe Biden, legalized same-sex marriage and blah, blah, blah. He first reigned in Washington, D.C. He first was what inaugurated on the 25th. The Bible's a record book, man, that leaves records, man. Like today, you open it, you go on Wikipedia and say Barack Obama ran 2 terms, inaugurated on the 26th, where in Washington, D.C., or swore on the Bible on January in Louisiana, letting you know, man. And likewise with this man here, letting you know where he reigned from, where he came up, and stuff like that, man. Any more on that?
And Eric and the Card and Akalne in the land of Shinar.
Just letting you know where he came in, where he first ruled and from, all them kind of things. Any more on that, sir? Right, with that, we're going to say the prayers. I'll be back here next week.
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malak Wafka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, I.S.U.P.K, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Ba Shemayim, Nafandanawa, Nakam, Cow, Yawam, Wa Salakanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalakanawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Sabayainawa, Banasaya 1, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Fapara, I will love you. Amen.
And in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
And the prayer for the power, Yahweh. Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Baba Kushah. Nafana Haka. Larapa'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Haka. Lataha. Hamatazaraya. Haka. Lahaqwiyam. Hamafiyam. Haka. Arukawaf. Hatama Allah. Nagarashan. Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman.
And in the English,
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please.
Give us the power.
Give us the power.
The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matah Zabiyah. Allah Wap Yahanna. Ha Alawapim. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kayayalyam. Wa Akwafyam. Yahweh. Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman.
And in the English, bless you Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahanna. The general. The captain. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you.
So be it. Psalms 121. Asher
Ayanya.
Al-Hahayim. Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Isaiah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. I.S.U.P.K. Shemayim. Wa'aratazah. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamaka. Hanala'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawama. Yasha Allah. Yahweh. Shamaka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al-Yad. Yamyanka. Yawamam. Yahashamash. Hashamash.
La'ayakayaka,
La'ayakayaka,
Wayarak,
Wayara,
Balayala,
Walayala,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yashamaka,
Yashamaka,
Bakaurai,
Bakaurai,
Yashama,
Yashama,
Afna Pashka,
Afna Pashka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yashama,
Yashama,
Taza Afka,
Taza Afka,
Babawa Aika,
Baba Aika,
Aika,
Aifa,
I will love.
I will love,
Amen.
Aman. And in the English, I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hills.
Unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer.
He will not suffer
thy foot to be moved.
Thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon the right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
From all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. Psalm 83, Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thashakwat.
Al-Thashakwat.
Kayahanna.
Kayahanna.
Awabiyaka.
Awabiyaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ayawamwa.
Ya'arayamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha Yawa-Aitazawa.
Ya'atha Yawa-Aitazawa.
Altazar Pawanyaka.
Altazar Pawanyaka.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidam.
Wanakakidam.
Magaya.
Magaya.
Wala Ayazaka.
Wala Ayazaka.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Aitazawa.
Nawa Aitazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yakab.
Al-Yakab.
Baya.
Baya.
Yakawafwa.
Yakarafwa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa Yashma Alayim.
Wa Yashma Aliyim.
Mawa Abba.
Mawa Abba.
Wahagayim.
Wahagayim.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Aimawan.
Wa Aimawan.
Wa Aimalak.
Wa Aimalak.
Paleshaf.
Palashaf.
Aimishabya.
Aimishabya.
Tazawa.
Tazawa.
Gum Ashawa.
Gum Ashawa.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Aiman.
Aiman.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashwa.
Kwayashwa.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayandara'a.
Bayandara'a.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La Adama.
La Adama.
Shayatamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nadar Yabmawa.
Nadar Yabmawa.
Ka'ira.
Ka'ira.
Wakazabak.
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 Wakatazalmanai.
Wakatazalmanai.
Kaunasayakamwa.
Kaunasayakamwa.
Asha.
Asha.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Af. Na'awa.
Na'awa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahayim.
Shayatamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Kagalgala.
Kagalgala.
Kakwash.
Kakwat.
Lapanyaraka.
Panjabaka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Saba'ayara.
Saba'ayara.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Falahat.
Salahat.
Hayim.
Hayim.
Khan.
Khan.
Tavadatma.
Faradatma.
Basa Iraka.
Basa Iraka.
Wabasawa Pafka.
Wabasa Wapafka.
Tabalaham.
Tabalaham.
Mala'a.
Wala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayaba Kwashwa.
Wayaba Kwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Nabashwa.
Wayaba Alwa.
Wayaba Alwa.
Aidi Ai.
Aidi Ai.
Wayakapawa.
Wayakapawa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya the Iwa.
Waya the Iwa.
Kaya Ata.
Kaya Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Nabadka.
Nabadka.
Al-Yawan.
Al-Yawan.
Al-Kaha Arataza.
Al-Kaha Arataza.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against.
And have consulted against
thy hidden ones.
Thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
Come.
And let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabor and Ammon.
Gabor and Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher also is joined with them.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
Selah.
Selah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
And like Zayeb.
And like Zayeb.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes as Zabar.
All their princes as Zabar.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said.
Let
us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The houses of the Most High in possession.
The houses of the Most High in possession.
O my power.
O my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth for wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame.
And as the flame.
Setteth the mountains on fire.
Setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled.
And troubled.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
Whose
name alone.
Is
Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Of the Most High.
Of the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
So be.
So be it.
Curses. Curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasure.
The treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
That refuse. To give to the schools.
That refuse to give to the schools.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Pasikomatasi, the gay movement,
the gay
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA
space program,
Army,
Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, cable access channels, and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh shine. Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it.
We'll bless Israel Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai. Barak Nawa. Wayasha'ala. Wahabaya. Sapaya. Barak Rapah. Magun Hagun.
Rakal, Shay, the Gordon family, Bennett family,
George family,
Itara,
Carmel, Alashai,
Ayala,
Zaira,
Kaya,
Yashawan, Shania, Nariah, Sharapah, Ahawaba, the Nika, Bahashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. And what we send with Lord, in the name of Jesus, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Jesus, thank you, and so be it.